So you put this book out. It is Essays on Midlife and Motherhood is the perfect subtitle because also like cut me right to my core, but also it's such a huge part of your identity. And you talk so much about identity in this book of what becoming a mom does to our collective identity, the bravery that you bestow in talking about your own experience, becoming a mom, just all the things. But I keep it on this shelf because this, before I turned it into a podcast studio, is and was my office. And I would Zoom with people and I wanted to have it handy because on honestly, like 75% of the Zooms, something would come up about like, we're moms and isn't it hard being a working mom or just being a mom in general or just whatever. And I was like, have you read?
Aww.
And I would like Vanna White real quick. So the book publishes in April, but The Cut does an excerpt from your book and it goes viral. Epiphany in the baby food aisle. It was an excerpt from one of the chapters and it cut everyone across this country and beyond to their core.
I was surprised.
Were you?
I was thrilled and delighted. Yeah, I really honestly,
those DMs kept coming. The amount of people reaching out to you. Can we reference Julia Stiles? Can we reference the day that one came in and we like screamed?
I mean, obviously screaming about anything related to Julia Stiles. I really wrote a lot of that book just being like, this is too much of a downer. This is too like that. I think what was excerpted was something from like the opening chapter.
Yeah, the hero's
journey, which like I really was like, thought that was the most vassery part of myself where I was like, this feels like a college essay. Like this is not something to put in a book that you want people to like buy at large.
And people lost their minds over it. Isn't it so funny? Like you don't have the perspective.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was so surprised.
I will tee you up to say it, but I say this, I tell people all the time. What is the thing that everyone without fail said the same sentence over and over again about your book and how it made them feel?
I do believe the phrase was, I feel seen.
Correct. Yes, it was.
Do I know it? It was, I feel seen.
Let me quiz you. I feel seen. Let me give you trivia about your own life. I feel seen was over and over and over again. And I think what ties in so beautifully to this is what happens when you become a mom is you then stop being seen at all.
Yeah, you evaporate.
Because it is
you evaporate
all
completely.
About the kid. I remember listening to the Goop podcast once where they talked about, it was so like beautifully said. It was a really early Goop podcast. And they said, you go from being a pregnant princess to a postpartum pauper.
Yeah.
It is like, oh, you're so cute. Oh my God, what do you do? To like, get the fuck out of here. You and your like boobs that feel like they're going to fall off. And you have mastitis for the 9th time. And you feel horrible and you're exhausted beyond belief and incoherent and like all the things.
Yeah.
But make it cute. Like, you just fail to be in the conversation in so many ways. And I think what this book did was it was a balm to people's souls. They felt like you were everybody.
Really nice.
Oh my God. But wasn't it so gratifying? Like you poured yourself into this book. You laid it all bare. Because I'm obsessed with the New York Times spelling bee, yesterday was able to put Boone and reminded me of how you end the book.
Oh man, you're making me cry.
I'm gonna cry too. But like, are you spelling bee obsessed, by the way?
I am spelling bee obsessed.
It is
spelling bee obsessed.
And when I get genius, I am walking around here like my shit doesn't
Congratulations.
Stink.
Maybe once. And you know what, by the way? There are words you can get on there that then they tell you isn't a word.
Thank
and
you.
You're like, baby, it's
2 days ago,
word.
New York Times, are you listening? Like, that
turd
is a word. Yeah.
Turd is a word.
And the ones
what are we?
Exactly.
Come on. Are we pretending it's not?
Bended. It was yesterday. It was on the one that was Boone.
I don't know if I did
Isn't
yesterday.
On bended knee a phrase?
To me, it is.
So bended should be a word. I would just like to say on the September 9th spelling bee.
Consider this our angry letter to the editor.
Exactly. Thank you so much. But we worship you and don't make it go away.
Don't make it go away.
Exactly.
It was very
so gratifying, right?
Yeah, it's hard to write a book. It's fucking it's hard, and then to have it matter to people and to get such incredible notes from strangers who say they're feeling seen. And I really had such a hard time. And that is with having a ton of luck and privilege and how my path was through having those early years of childhood. But still, it's just fucking hard. And I felt depressed and sad and alone for a lot of it.
Yep.
And
I think putting a voice to that is like, it's trite to say that it's brave. It is brave, but it's more than that. It's like you gave voice to, you were a canary in the coal mine with this.
You
really were.
Once I started thinking about it, and it's certainly not that people haven't told those stories before, but it because they absolutely have, but it just felt like they hadn't been told enough.
Enough never can be. B, oh look, I didn't even do this on purpose, but it is open to Becky, love you beyond words. But I was going to open to, because here's what's also so great about it. I'm opening to some of the chapters here.
I just want you to know that my eyesight is such that I can't see those words.
By the way, me either.
If that was an eye test, and I should know what's written there. And
I don't have my readers on, so I'm going to have to hold it back here.
Can't see it.
This is what happens when women in their 40s sit and do a podcast. Not only are there chapters that will like lay you bare and you're crying, but then there are chapters called An Open Love Letter to Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent. And listening to Beyonce in the parking lot of Party City. Like, there's just, this is maybe my favorite named chapter. Your husband will remarry 5 minutes after you die. Like, this is the humor that is woven through the book so that it's not even close to a downer or depressing read or a bummer. I feel so seen because it's all things. Having a kid, having kids, it's hard as fuck and it's also great. It's all the things. So let's stop being in a place of it's just always great.
Yeah.
And also acknowledge all this shit.
Yeah.
And then it can be both as we tell our deeply feeling kids.
As we tell it can be, as Daniel Tiger once said, you can have two feelings at the same time.
Yes. God bless Daniel Tiger.
A wise man named Daniel Q. Tiger once. Oh my God, so much Daniel Tiger.
So I was going to say, because Asher's a bit younger than my boys, I missed Daniel Tiger completely. We were like Octonauts, Doc McStuffins, a little Paw Patrol in there.
Okay, yeah, we never did Paw Patrol, weirdly enough.
I remember picking up my kid from school because they were getting a new pup on Paw Patrol. And I was like, we have to race home because they're getting a new pup named Everett.
I know that I feel like,
it took over the world.
Paw Patrol really did take over the world.
I'm going to say one more thing to wrap up this part, and then we're going to get to last looks.
Okay.
And the one last thing I'm going to say to combine 12 other things that we have just talked about, but something you said reminded me. When you were moving from New York to here, after you'd had Asher, he was about 6 months old.
Correct.
And you had a wonderful nanny.
Oh, God. Are you going to say that
I'm going to say the thing. And I'm going to try not to start crying.
Our wonderful nanny, Luce
said, as she was on one of your last days there, and you told me this story, and I fell apart, and I think about it often because it is so poetic and so beautiful. She said to Asher, I know, we're going to take a pause after this. She said to Asher.
And Asher was 6 months.
Yes, but which is why this line really resonates. She said, you won't remember me, but I'll never forget you.
God damn it.
Oh, my God.
Luce.
Oh, Luce, thank you forever. So these will go back on the bookshelf where they belong, but they'll stay with Lloyd Dobler now for a moment.
Yes, put them right next to Lloyd.